Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So in yesterday's video during my reaction, I asked you guys whether you'd be interested in a listening party type of video for this new album, and the majority of you guys were down for this. This is definitely the type of video that I want to do more on my channel in the future. Like, I've done a few videos, but it was really like limited, you know. However, one of the requirements that I want for myself, you know, to install for myself is that I make only like listening parties to albums that I actually buy or purchase. I personally don't find it fair for me to be doing a listening party if I don't buy the album. So yeah, it will be limiting, but I'm still like wanting to do more of those in the future. So I hope you guys understand. I will be listening to GOT7's album, and yes, I'm planning on buying the albums. I want to get the 5 versions, to be totally honest. We'll probably be getting them in a few days, and yeah, once I receive them, you know, you're gonna have another one of those like huge ass and messy as hell unboxing video. Alright, so I checked the track list before starting this video, and there's actually 11 tracks minus the one that I have listened to yesterday already. So we are left with 10 tracks. However, 4 of those songs are actually only on the CD, on the album, so those I do not have access to. So, you know, I'm left with only 5 songs, which are Aura, Crazy, Love You Better, Trust My Love, and Poison. I hope I'm correct. I just want to say, first of all, that when I listened to the teaser of this album, I was already convinced that I would love it. The vibe that I got from it resembles very much everything that I love. It's more like R&B pop-ish, and I freaking love this type of music. And that's also why I said on Twitter that this album, mini album, might dethrone 747, which is still to this day their best album. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what it is all about. Also, they have a track which is called Aura, and I'm like, did you do that on purpose? Like, if you don't know, our community name is Auras, you know, so I'm like, I feel more inclined to be connected to that song, so you know, I'm into it. I like it. And one last thing that I want to add is probably when I will be editing this video, I will cut out some of the parts of the videos because I don't want the video to be too long either. So what I'm saying is, please don't be surprised if you see cuts in the video, basically. Yeah. Alright, so with that being said, let's just start with Aura. This is probably the track I was the most like curious about, obviously. His voice? There's something so sultry about these two. There's a reason why they're my best and by Africa. That's what I'm talking about. Oh ho! This is one of those low-key host songs, you know? Oh ho! This is the type of song that I freaking love. This feels a lot more mature. That sounds like an invitation. Damn, the voices just make me feel things. That's the killer part of the video. The you know, that's the type of song you just want to like body roll to, you know. Hey. Oh, freaking love this type of music. Ooh, the whisper. Their voices sound so sultry almost in this song. ugh. You know, I'm gonna say it. One of my favorite songs of theirs. The thing is, it's almost, I mean, it's really rare almost to have this type of music. It has like a rated feeling to it, if that makes sense. It's definitely more, you know, like more mature, more adult. It's not like explicit or whatever, but you get the message, you understand the feeling. It felt very inviting to something. I'm not gonna say anything else, but but you know, they set the mood up, and there's this atmosphere that's kind of like, yeah, okay. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm living for this type of you know, vibe. I'm living for this. This is the type of music that I love. And because we don't get this type of songs as title track whenever there's one in the B track, I overplay it. You know, all of us can relate when I say like almost all of us have a whole playlist of K-pop songs, which makes us feel like bad bitch and you just want to like get down. What am I saying? And this is definitely the type of song that I would see myself adding to that playlist, and you listen to it and you're just like, yeah. I can't believe what I'm saying. Also, it's crazy to me because the vocals in this and the rap, like there were definitely more vocals in here, so I'm gonna focus on that, but the vocals are so sultry, and especially JB's voice, like he was made to sing this type of, you know, sultry songs. Like there's a reason why his SoundCloud is so like almost 19 rated, right? No, I'm kidding, but like his voice is very, it has that aura to it. You see what they did there. Anyways, yeah, Yoongjam also, like, he killed it, but like Youngjae's vocals are so freaking underrated. I still don't understand. Like GOT7 as a whole is still quite underrated. Granted, they are popular, they are known worldwide and everything, but still, they are still underrated in some categories, I would say. Like, definitely choreographies and vocally speaking, like, they're still very underrated in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on to Crazy now. Let's go. Damn, those pictures, I'm so excited for the albums. Like honestly, I want to see all of the pictures, the behind the scenes and everything. Take you down. You did not just say that. Yeah, dancing, sure. We almost. Am I? Do I have a... You know what I mean? I'm not the one with a pervy mind. Please tell me. The K-pop nowadays makes me feel like a perv, okay? I'm good. I love when he used that rap, that singing rap. You get more heated. I'm not imagining stuff. Hey. Shall we dance? Sure. Shall we dance? Sure. I swear his voice just like pierced through my heart every time. He knows He's hot. He knows. He's powerful. Look, JB as a whole is my weakness. That's it. Not only his hair, but his voice. Him. Hey. I love how it just cuts to a more like trap type of rhythm. Hey. I don't know what I'm talking about actually. Got it. Alright. So the vibe that I get from this album is definitely more mature. So far I really enjoy the two tracks, okay? But it's true that the lyrics just gets to me on a different level than any of their other prior albums, okay? You guys told me yesterday that this whole concept was based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliette, and yeah, now that you mention it, it makes so much more sense. I see it, I definitely see it. And this whole track list as well, you have Poison coming up or stuff like this, you know, and it's centered around love, etc. So the fact that the lyrics are so sensual and so much more mature than what we were seeing before, you know, it makes sense. And I appreciate it a lot. So, like, this is the type of music and lyrics that you need from time to time, you know, like, I see you. Alright, next up is Love You Better, and honestly with a title like this, what can you expect, right? You guys are gonna think I'm like the biggest perv ever. But like, you listen, I just enjoy like mature music, okay? That's it. Don't judge me. Alright, let's just go ahead. You see, the vibe, they set the mood at during the very first notes, and you already know. Oh. I mean, singing Jackson. Oh, it's my heart. You know what I'm talking about. This album is superior. Ooh. This whole album is like a love confession, but like, you know, make it mature. I let you hear me all night. Same. Okay. Mark's flow got better. He needs to do that more. Yeah. Yes, I will call your name. Oh, hold on. The rapper singing. It's so easy to follow along this song. It has a clear pattern. Freaking love it. Yeah. I'm sorry, but how can you not fall in love with someone like this? This type of R&B pop song. Is definitely what I like. It's my cup of tea, you know. Since there is not many of this type of music as title songs whenever they come back or whatever, I'm talking in general, you know, in the K-pop industry, we don't get this type of track that often with this type of more R&B type of music, you know, which is my favorite type of music, like hands down. And so whenever we get one, I'm like, finally. Their voices suit this type of concept so much, and I will never get over like the rappers singing whenever I've always said that, but I have a thing for rappers singing voices. Yeah, so far this album is yeah, like it's coming for 7 for 7, and I'm saying like it's been hard to dethrone that album because it's still #1, right? But this one is coming real close to it. Like, yeah, that good. It's really good, really good. Okay, next up is Trust My Love. And again, with something like this, with such titles, like you kind of already know what to expect, especially since I already heard the 3 last songs, right? All right, Trust My Love, let's go. Oh. Ding, ding, ding. Oh. Your body automatically does that, right? Oh! JB is ruining my life. Oh! It feels more like, what is it, reggaeton? No? This feels different from the past 3 songs, for sure. Oh. The thing is, because they're so versatile, they're able to do so many different genre and everything, and it works every damn time. I mean, I would trust him with everything. Maybe not my hair, but... Hey. It's funny because it's definitely a different vibe, but it's still very, you know, sensual and everything. Alright. I like how they're being consistent with the concept and they are rendering it in different genre. Like the 3 first songs were more R&B. This one feels a little, I don't know how I would describe it, but during the very first notes you have that, I don't know, I link it to a more Latin sound, which is why maybe I thought of like a more reggaeton type of tone, like melody. Now, to be totally honest, this one is my least favorite out of the 4 so far, but I still really enjoy this one. I feel like this one you would listen during a different occasion than the 3 previous one, if that makes sense. Or maybe it's just me who like function that way, but I need a different mood to listen to different type of music sometimes. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's move on. Okay, so the last one is Poison, and as you guys told me yesterday, and I also pointed it out in my comment under the reaction, but they have that Poison flask, tiny bottle. So obviously it links down to, you know, the whole story of like Romeo and Juliette when they drink the poison and they kill themselves, right? In my defense, I never studied nor watched nor read the play, so yeah, I have very little knowledge of the story in itself. So I apologize if I lack any like prior knowledge of the context of you know, Romeo and Juliet and everything that goes along with it. But yeah, Poison, let's just go ahead. Okay. This one's gonna be another more of like a dancey. Alright. Is it like a song that's gonna make you twerk or something? I like how they set the tone right off the bat. Hey. Yes. Oh. It feels like something Usher could have sung. Doesn't it feel... Ay. Like an early 25 song? I love how he raises his voice like this. Like, it's... The rhythm makes me think of those 20-ish music, you know, like American music. Oh, he's gonna kill those vocals. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god. I'm gonna say it. Okay, hear me out. This album, I mean, I know there's only 5 tracks here that I have listened to. Other 4, which I have never heard because I didn't go to their past concerts. So yeah, that's fine. I don't regret it at all, you know. But yeah, those 5 tracks make it that this album do not dethrone 747, but they're number 1 for me, like both of them. It's a tie. 747 is always going to be that album that managed to stay number 1, at least for me, like ever since it came out, right? This album, however, gives me a totally different vibe, but it's still so good throughout, you know? So to me, all the tracks are 100%. I may like some more than the others, like, but as I said a little bit earlier, it depends on the occasion that I would listen to the songs, you know? At the very moment, even though I love like R&B songs, Poison is my favorite song of the album. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It gave me nostalgia, but I was vibing with it. I was, you know, bopping to it. I don't know what is it with that song, but I freaking love it. But overall, those 5 tracks are all equally good, but it depends on the situation, right? You can't really listen to, you know, those whole song that the album started off with when you're sad. You can't be like sad bopping. Definitely one of their best, as I said, it's number 1 for me with 747. They stuck to the concept, which is like love and everything, you know, and they managed to provide different sides and different view of love in different genre and everything, and it shows, first of all, versatility. I feel like GOT7 is one of those groups that is very versatile vocally speaking. I don't know shit about, you know, like voice technique or whatever, but it feels to me like they are very like flexible in their vocals. Like they are able to do so much with their voices, and it's incredible. So they are able to deliver such different vibes to the music, not only because of the melody and everything, but their voices added on the track makes it, you know, they set the mood, is what I said. And it's definitely that. When you hear the first few notes and then you hear their voices, you're like, yeah, I see where you're going with that. You almost by instinct start to, you know, bop to the song and your body reacts to the melody and everything. And I don't know, their voices just make me feel so much. I freaking love it. I'm gonna say it again at risk of sounding very biased, but I feel like, honestly, JB freaking killed this album. I always say that, but his vibe, his like aura, his like his voice fits a definitely more mature concept, sensual concept, and he does it so well. His voice is fitted for anything that is R&B type of music, you know, which is why I love his SoundCloud. But honestly, Youngjae also freaking killed his vocal parts. I'm not surprised, but you know, I feel like we need to reiterate this type of statement because I feel like a lot of people forget that GOT7 has an amazing vocal line. And so yeah, here again, they prove it yet again. This album is definitely like in the top 3 of GOT7's album for sure, for sure. I don't know if you would agree though, but at the moment, my favorite track is Poison and Aura, but Aura is also because of you guys. Anyway, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I will see you soon. Bye bye.